Hey everyone, thanks for coming on our webinar tonight. Some of us have just gotten back from Fiji. We had over 20 people from our team this year. Last year it was just myself and Sue Gavel and her partner John that went to the New Zealand Incentive Trip, but so many of us went on this year's trip, which is awesome, and we're hoping many more of you will join us next year. It was a fantastic experience. But I'd really love to share some other people's experiences tonight. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to ask Hayley Weesey to share a few minutes of her experience first. So I'm just going to unmute her and we can hear from her her biggest takeaways and lessons. And yeah, so hey Hayley.
Hey Jessie, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Good. We stayed an extra couple of nights, so we literally just got back last night. So very fresh back on the ground, but had an absolute amazing time. That was my first incentive trip. And I love convention. I absolutely love leadership. But the thing I noticed the difference about incentive trip is the fact that you actually get to connect with people. You actually get to spend time with people and get to know one another. And it was funny because, we saw people arrive early and there was sunshine and things. And then when we got there, it was pouring with rain. And initially I was quite disappointed because you want to take beautiful photographs of blue sky and blue water. But I loved the rain because the rain kept everyone together and we really bonded over it and had a lot of fun with it. And whenever we did activities that was bucketing with rain, we just laughed so much. And it was such a fun experience that I don't think we would have had that if it was beautiful sunshine. So I'm absolute, and plus it broke the drought for the Fijians. So they loved it because they'd been hanging out for the rain and we brought it for them. So they thought we were wonderful. I absolutely loved the fact that we were given the opportunity to give back to the community that we were in. So that was beautiful to actually see that exchange happen in real life. So that was really touching. And just, I think, being able to learn from everyone else around you. So when you're sitting on a dinghy boat going across to Robinson Crusoe Island for an hour, you can actually have really good conversations with the people around you. Some people I knew already but never really had the opportunity to talk. And some people were just racking each other's brains about how do you do this and what do you do with that in situation. And you just don't get that opportunity anywhere else apart from incentive. It's just amazing. Absolutely love it.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks very much for sharing, Hayley. We've got a couple minutes for each person, but that was awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Talk to you soon. I'm going to put you on mute again. Thank you. Leah, I'm going to unmute you next. So Leah Dillon is one of our gold leaders. Hayley obviously is one of our diamond leaders. So hey, Leah.
Hello. Thank you. I had a fantastic time at the Fiji for the incentive trip, and something that I really got out of it was I just couldn't believe the growth that you have individually in your confidence. So I think our industry that we all are a part of, we're talking about personal growth a lot. So we grow, and I think a lot of the confidence sort of at the beginning comes from you do classes for people and you enroll people, so they obviously have a lot of confidence in you because generally you know a little bit more about the oils than them, or you definitely know a bit more about doTERRA and the way that doTERRA works. So your confidence grows there. But what I really got out of the incentive trip was the confidence that you get from all of the leaders. So, so you don't only have that confidence coming from underneath, but you've got the confidence coming from above as well and from the side. So it just feels like everybody has so much faith in you. And, so it doesn't matter if you're an elite talking to, like at the elite level, talking to a platinum leader or something like that. Everybody's, just really, really helpful and wants to hear about what you have to say. And they're learning from you and you're learning from them. And that just built so much confidence for me. And my friend Laura, who came along, one of my leaders, was saying, do you feel like you'd ever be able to be one of those leaders up there talking in front of everybody? And probably before the incentive trip, I would have been like, no way. If I get to diamond level, I'm going to be flying under the radar, never doing these big talks. But after being there and experiencing it and, spending all that time with the leaders like yourself, Jessie, and all the others, they just give you so much confidence. And by the end of it, I was kind of like, you know what, I think I actually could get up there and talk in front of all these people, because I know that they've got my back and they're not judging me. They're so encouraging. And so that confidence for me just was boosted hugely. And I don't think there's any other industry, or certainly no other workplace that I've worked in, where you get that confidence from all levels, above and below you, and all of that drive to succeed, which was awesome. And the other thing that I really took out of it was it kind of changed my why. My why has always generally been around, personal goals and goals for my family and myself. But after being there, and especially being there with one of my beautiful leaders, Laura, I just want all of my team to be able to come, and all of my leaders, all of my girls. So I just want, it's become a part of my why now, is to do whatever I can to get all of my girls there next year.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was about it for me. Or the two big highlights anyway.
Awesome. It was so cool to meet people in my own team that I've never even met before. So it was awesome, having people like you and Hayley and all the people I know, but meeting people like Laura was beautiful. And one of my big takeaways was how much of a culture of inclusiveness doTERRA has. So, my leader, Sue Gavel, and her partner, John, were there, and they're, retired and quite older, but just to see everyone engaging and interacting with them. And then, my friend Amy, who had her young child there, she's one of my platinum leaders from Sydney, and just all the different age brackets and backgrounds. So Leah, you're a teacher. Amy has sold thermics and done a lot of other work as well. And, there's physiotherapists and just all these people from totally varied backgrounds, stay-at-home mums, working together, collaborating, and really, really including each other. So
it doesn't matter whether you're in a different team altogether, or wherever you are, but everyone's sharing their favourite class, or all the things that they love to do, and we're all learning from that. So it was just irreplaceable.
And every kind of school environment or workplace, have been in several different workplaces, there always cliques, and there's like this exclusiveness that I've experienced in every single part of my life so far, and I've always been on the outer of the cliques and the centre. But I don't find that with doTERRA. Like, I feel welcomed and loved by everyone. I know obviously I'm a leader, so you could expect that to a certain point, but everything I'm hearing from everyone at every level, whether that's consultant, elite, gold, platinum, diamond, they're all experiencing the same inclusiveness and working together in team environment, and everyone bringing each other up and listening and learning from each other. Like, I learned so much from my downline, and people that are brand new to the business and people that have been doing it a while, and crossline and upline. It's just incredible what we can learn from each other, and how included and loved we felt. So thanks for sharing, Laura. I'll mute you and move on to someone else, but that's awesome. It was great to meet Laura as well. Kelly McDonald, I'm going to unmute you if that's okay.
G'day, Jessie. Hey, everyone. I'm not sure why you can't see me, but that's okay. I only have my pajamas on anyway. My three takeaways, I guess, apart from the village service project, and that was absolutely heart expanding stuff. I feel so grateful to be able to participate in that. But the other part I really enjoyed was looking at our teams, not as downlines, uplines, crosslines, but as a doTERRA family. So cousins, sisters, mothers, great-grandfathers, like, we're all able to share our experiences together. And for me to think of it as we are a family really helps to bring it in closer and sort of remove the competition. So, and the other sort of thing that I guess that ties in with number 2 is that the idea or the concept Paul spoke about, and that is of collective IQ. So together we rise, collectively we can enrich each other's lives a lot more than we can individually. So we need to lean in, we need to reach out, and we need to unify. So they were sort of my 3 top things, and I was so grateful to meet everyone, like, not just in Jessie's team, but the whole doTERRA family that were over there. It was really, really great experience.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks for sharing, Kelly. It was great to spend some time with you and chat to you briefly. It's so hard to kind of really chat with everyone on the level that you want to go, but it was awesome to connect with every person on my team that was there. So thanks for sharing that. I'm going to mute.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And unmute Alison. I'm hoping that's Alison Bartolo. If it's not, we'll find out soon. but it just says Alison. So Alison, is that you, Alison Bartolo? No, it might be a different Alison. All right, cool. I'll mute her and we'll go to Susan McCorkle. If you're there, I'll unmute you. Hello, Susan. Susan, are you there? Okay, maybe not. I'll try unmuting Alison again and see if that works. Just give me one sec. Susan, are you there? Hello, Susan. I've unmuted you, so you should be able to.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Hey, everybody. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Enjoying the heat?
Yeah, it was cooler in tropical Fiji, which was pretty interesting.
I know. So we're doing top 3 things.
Or just anything that you want to share that you learnt or integrated while we're in Fiji, or a takeaway for you that you would like to
Oh my God, a takeaway for me is I need to be there every year from now on. Just the inspiration, putting all of the names to, or the faces to names, I think is really, really helpful. Meeting all of these people who you sort of are on social media with, I think there's just such a huge benefit to that. And all being in the one place at one time, there's just nothing that beats face-to-face interaction. So I got a lot out of that. The meetings in the mornings, just having 4 incredible speakers in one place, just for those really short power sessions, was really, really inspiring. And I'm still writing stuff down. It's still coming to me in, fits and spurts, and I'm just writing it down as I can remember it. And, meeting new people, a new roomie. It was awesome. Everything was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. All right, thanks for sharing, Susan. I'm just going to mute you.
Thank you.
And try unmuting Alison again. Thanks for sharing. Glad it was awesome to have you there. So we'll see you at everyone.
Thank you.
I'm never missing one ever again. So
I know, right?
Our team there next year. It's going to be awesome. All right, see you later. Alison, I'm not sure if that's Bartolo because it just says Alison. I'm going to try unmuting you one more time. Alison, can you hear me? No, it doesn't appear to be working. All right, so for me, I absolutely loved everything. I love the way doTERRA invest in us. So obviously it costs doTERRA several $100,000 to put on incentive trips. They pay for the flights for everyone, or if you win one of the top prizes. But even buy-in, like most people, if they bought in, had to pay maybe $350 for, flights, accommodation, all activities, all food. I think we had to pay for maybe one lunch, but all breakfasts and dinners were included. And just the beautiful gifts they had. So we got these beautiful masks and wood carvings, and they packed TerraShield, which was awesome. It was the one thing I was like, Jessie, do not forget your TerraShield, you moron. And then I forgot it. So they gave us all the TerraShield spray. So we had that. Just the service trip for me was a massive highlight. So, some of you might have seen my photo that Dom and I traveled to the store to get all of these textures and crayons and books and pencils and school supplies for these children in Fiji. And it was a very moving experience when, my son said to me, Mum, I'm so glad you can afford to buy me school supplies and other children's school supplies, because I do remember a time, when it was extremely stressful at the beginning of the year, trying to work out how to buy his uniforms and, pay for all his school supplies and still get food on the table and pay rent. And it was a massive struggle and a very, very stressful period. And I would have panic attacks about it, and it was horrendous. So to now be in a financial position that I can buy school supplies for other children and to involve my children in that is incredible. But same for me, it was so amazing to get to know new people, because there were lots of new people on the incentive trip this year from all over Australia, so all different ranks all over Australia, and connecting with my team. I absolutely love my team and all of the beautiful people that are in it. So there's people that I've have met a few times, and there's people that I'd never met before even in my team, because we're so spread out all over Australia now. So that was really, really special for me. And having that circle on the beach with our team and getting photos taken just with just the people in our team, and just spending that time in the circle, and sharing gratitude, and Haley, you know, thanking me for everything I do, and you know, just spending that time with you guys was really, really beautiful and special for me. So I highly recommend never ever missing an incentive trip ever. Do all you can. We'll find out probably in the coming months, maybe at convention, or even possibly, I think they released it at leadership retreat last year, where we're going and what you have to do to qualify for these incentive trips. And it's literally just sharing the oils with people and helping people take part of the wellness lifestyle. So supporting people to take advantage of LRP. And it really is quite simple to qualify for these trips. It's just about consistency and momentum. And, you know, if you're doing a couple of classes a week, maybe even just 2 classes a week, and really continuing to sample and get your own personal enrollments, as well as helping other people enroll, the more people you can help get on the incentive trip, as well as getting yourself on it, you'll see massive growth and momentum in your business, because you really get to feel the heart and culture of doTERRA when you experience these incentive trips, and just how much they invest in us. Richard Branson says it's not about the customer, it's about the employer. When you take care of the employer, they take care of the customers. And I feel like doTERRA really embodies that culture with how they really, really take care and look after the people that are sharing the essential oils with people. And, you know, then we take care of the people that we're enrolling and sharing essential oils with, and helping open their own wholesale or wellness advocate account. Oh, Alison Bartolo said should work now, switch to phone. So I'll try on meeting her again, because she's one of our beautiful gold leaders as well, and she's doing Diamond Club. So I'll unmute Alison and see what she has to say. Alison, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, I can hear and see you. Hello.
Okay, awesome. Okay, sorry, my computer's in the computer hospital, so just playing around with technology, and I apologise if I repeat anything anyone's already said, because again the audio wasn't working. But for me, the highlights go without saying with the community like charity project and meeting all those villagers, like, and I'm sure that's been said by other people, so I just want to reiterate that. But also for me, just really bring in, I guess, a metaphor of the zip lining. So I don't know if anyone's already spoken about that.
No.
No. Okay. So it was really awakening to me when we did the zip lining, because it was something that was, I guess, something that was felt with quite a lot of apprehension, and some people chose not to do it, and it kind of reflected to me about doing a doTERRA business. And, you know, it's not necessarily right for everybody. But there were people who knew it was something they'd be fearful of, knew something that they weren't necessarily, it was totally outside their comfort zone, but they just knew they wanted to do it. They knew they wanted to experience the high. And then standing there in all that apprehension and watching the guides, or whatever you call them, you know, jump straight on and turn upside down and just let go. And I guess that felt for me like, oh, other people find this so easy and they've been doing it for ages, and will I ever be able to do this? And all those sort of fears and doubts that we have. And then, you know, that moment when you finally get on that first line and the guide pushes you along, and it kind of feels like that's how it is. You know, you need that push when you first get started, and then the freedom and the high of actually experiencing it, and then the unexpected challenges of ridiculous amount of stairs that I couldn't cope with. You know, and that wasn't something I was expecting. And it's, again, the same as doing the business. There's things that get thrown your way that you're not really sure, and it's so much harder than you think. And then after a couple of times of doing it, you're there doing your own and no one's pushing you. And the guy goes, okay, go. And I'm like, what, just me by myself? You're not going to push me? And it just felt so much like a doTERRA journey of running classes and finally stepping out and doing my own, and then feeling that freedom and adrenaline, and then just really riding with it, and seeing other people who were still struggling, like really quite far down the track. And then that community aspect of, you know, it didn't matter whose team they were, like exactly what Kelly was saying, I did hear hers. They were all just a family, and people who were struggling, like everyone just rallied around them and supported them and gave them, you know, everything that they needed to be there with them. And for people who are struggling, they had the guides go with them, and that's exactly like doTERRA too. If you're struggling, you just get more support. Everyone gives what they are needed, or everyone gets what they're needed, because that's the sort of culture it was. And just the overall high of that, it just, as I was going around, it just seemed to really resonate with me of how like a doTERRA business it was.
That's awesome. I love that metaphor, Alison. That's brilliant. I didn't think of it that way, but it's absolutely on point. So thank you so much for sharing that. It was a bloody incredible trip. Like, just everything doTERRA do and include, and the activities it's not something that I would book. Like, if I'm booking a holiday, I generally book something where I'm just like zenning out on a beach or camping or not really doing anything. Whereas doTERRA is like activities, this, that, pushing people outside of their comfort zone. And yeah, I wouldn't book a holiday and be like, yeah, I'm going to go zip lining, and then I'm going to visit a village, and then I'm going to like get a boat onto an island and then do this and that. And it is quite intense, especially for me. I get overwhelmed. But to see people really come out of, like, to see how shy and anxious and nervous people were on that first night at that initial dinner that we all had, the welcoming dinner. And, I was like that as well. Charlie O'Connor already commented that, she could see how anxious and like awkward I was, and that made her feel better about it. But to see everyone come out of their shells and just engaging, and even the shyest people, like for me, Lee Rudder, who's one of our leaders from the Sunshine Coast, she didn't know many people, so I introduced her to quite a lot of people when we were at the airport. And to see how her totally come out of her shell, like when I saw her at the airport, she had like a stone cold face, like serious, just really could tell she had her walls up in her bubble. Hope she doesn't mind me saying that, but that's how I perceived that. But to see the joy and smile and the way she held herself and was carrying herself and engaging with people by the end, for me, was really beautiful to witness. So yeah, everything about the trip was just absolutely incredible for me. And I did have a bit of a meltdown, as I do on the day that we were out from 8:30 till midnight because a boat broke down. But just even the community spirit of Erin Blott making sure I had peace, and Laura, crouching down, seeing if I was okay, who I'd never met before this trip, and going and getting a massage, and then people kind of giving me the space I needed, but making sure, Alison, I know you asked if there was anything I needed. And again, that community spirit was just absolutely beautiful. So thank you all so much for sharing your takeaways, and thank you for being on the trip. And I know all of us that were on that trip are going to get as many people as we can next year, because it was such an incredible experience. And I hope anyone that watches this is inspired to join us on the next one, because it really is life-changing going on these expenses paid incentive trips, and everything we do at them and experience is just, really quite transformative and powerful. So thank you guys all so much for sharing tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on this call. I've recorded it, so I'll pop it in the group once we've downloaded it. So thank you guys, it's awesome. Oops, Alison, sorry, I muted you again. Did you say something, Alison?
Oh, just thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to express, and for being part of your team so that we're there. It's just awesome, so thank you.
Awesome, thanks Alison. See you guys.
Bye.
Stop.